everyone, my name is Rachel June Smith, and today we're going to be talking about scientific abstracts for your research articles. First things first, we want to tell you why it's important to invest so much time and energy into writing your abstract. First, the abstract is the second most important part of the article after the title. If readers like the title, they'll read the abstract. And if they find your abstract interesting, they might read the entire article. Those readers are scientists in relevant fields who need to resolve some problem or question that they're searching for, or they're searching for similarly solved problems. Alternatively, they've solved some problems already and they're looking for some other solutions to compare that to. And that's really exciting because that means that your paper is on its way to being cited. Secondly, editors will use the abstracts to decide if your paper should be sent for a review or be rejected. After the paper is published, in most cases, only the title and the abstract will be shared publicly by the publisher. Remember that abstracts for all published articles are available online and searchable by Google, while the article body might be hidden. So the goal of your abstract is solely to summarize your paper in about 150 to 250 words. Oftentimes, researchers recommend that you write the abstract after you complete all the other sections of the research paper. But we actually recommend having a rough abstract draft from the beginning, and then you can edit or rewrite it after all the other sections are done. This allows you to use some wishful thinking and also to plan your article structure. If there are requirements for the abstract structure that are imposed by the journal or the conference where you want to publish, make sure that you're following them in order to make sure that they can get published. So here's the general approach to abstract writing that we propose. So generally, the abstract can be divided into 5 important parts. Each part should be about 1 to 3 sentences, and they should answer a particular question. So the first question can be, what is the broader problem that you've contributed a solution for? And why is that problem important? So what subproblem of a bigger problem have you solved in this particular article? This should be the most interesting and attractive part because this is where you're saying why you're excited to work in the area that you're publishing in, right? The second question is what solutions existed before your work and what scientific knowledge gap existed that you're closing with this particular paper, right? Thirdly, how have you resolved those deficiencies of those previously proposed methods? You want to describe your method and approach briefly in the abstract. Fourthly, how has your innovative approach produced these great results? Right? Be very specific with numbers and other specific rigid evidence and statistical tests. And you want to concentrate only on the main result or conclusions here. And finally, why does your research matter? Right? How could it be expanded and used in other applications? So here is one example of an abstract where I've highlighted these 5 elements that we've discussed. We have this broad problem of brain connectivity and how we understand the brain. And that's important for studying cognition and different neurodegenerative diseases. And then the abstract narrows down to exploring specifically the infant brain. So we know something about how these brain connectivity networks look like for adults, but there's a knowledge gap specifically for infants. So after that, we explain our new methodology and how we address this gap, and then we show our main results and finally say how this might be important for future work. So you can put this video on pause and make sure that you read and understand all the different elements and the level of conciseness and abstraction for this particular abstract. So just like anything else, writing abstracts requires practice. But here's a few do and don'ts to get you started. So the do's, right? First one is to understand your audience. Assume that your readers are researchers, professors, or advanced graduate students in your field. Secondly, write an active voice. Say we did instead of this was done, right? However, if it's not really important who did it, then the passive voice can be okay. Thirdly, be as clear and concise and specific about your results as much as possible. Fourthly, rewrite for brevity and clarity as many times as needed. The don'ts. So number 1 is do not use or define uncommon abbreviations and don't use citations to references in your abstract. Remember that the abstract should be a should read mostly as a standalone document. Secondly, don't write information that's not mentioned in the article, right? Thirdly, don't promise unreal benefits or results that cannot be supported by the evidence that's shown directly in the article. Fourth, never use the I pronoun anywhere in scientific communication. Even if you're the only author, use the we pronoun instead. And lastly, never use future tense, except for maybe in the last sentence, which might include some future directions. Well, that's all we have for you today. Stay tuned for more tips and tricks on scientific writing in engineering. Thanks!